to call this special meeting to order, and I want to ask our town manager to please read the disclosure.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just a reminder to everybody that this meeting is being recorded, as you just heard. So we will post it on the town website. If anybody has a comment during public comment period, ask that you use the raise hand function. You can also shoot me a message on Zoom here. But otherwise, turn it over to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, and don't forget to mute everybody.
Yes.
Thank you. Our first item is to appoint Shannon Rovak of Cumberland Avenue to fill the open seat on the Somerset Town Council. And given that this is a council appointment, I will turn it over to our distinguished council president.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. So it was really, quite honestly, with sad heart that we're losing Jack, but we're quite excited that Shannon volunteered to step into those big shoes and serve as a council member for the remainder of his term. So that's for a 2-year term. And she's the only one who applied. So it's really just a straight selection for the council members. So with that, my motion is that we appoint Shannon Rovak from Cumberland Avenue to fill the open seat on the Somerset Town Council.
Second.
Okay, I heard Councilor Kumar with the second. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, council member.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
Rovak.
Shannon.
And now we have a great opportunity. Our Attorney General, Brian Frosch, who is one of our most distinguished residents, has set aside some time on his crazy schedule to swear you in.
Yay, thank you.
You ready to roll? Would this be a good time for me to give you a list of the things that I think we need to do in Somerset that we aren't already doing?
No, wait till you've sworn her in.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe before, actually.
Actually, this is a great town run by great people. Thank you all very much. And Shannon, congratulations. So I'm supposed to swear you in. I'll give you a hint. Don't mess this up. I'm going to say, I state your name. Don't repeat, state your name. Insert your name. Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Do you have to stand up or anything?
Yes, please raise your right hand. All right.
I don't think you need to stand up.
Okay.
That's good. Okay, that's cool.
As
That's
you
good.
wish. As you wish.
That's good.
So repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Shannon Rovak,
Do swear that I will support
do swear that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and support the Constitution and laws thereof,
and that I will, to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the office of Somerset Town Council member according to the Constitution and laws of this state.
according to the Constitution and the laws of this state.
Congratulations, council member.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Councilmember Rovak, would you like to make a few comments? I see your parents have joined us, if you'd like to introduce them, and then we'll move on to the rest of our brief agenda.
Yes, my parents, Rick Moore and Val Moore, are in separate residences in Minneapolis right now, watching, and even though they are married. And my dad has always wanted me to be a lawyer because I come from a long line of lawyers. So this is about as close as it gets. Right, Dad? Oh, he's talking on mute. It's all right.
You have to unmute
Yeah.
Attorney Moore.
I said, that's terrific, Shannon. Did you
So,
hear
And-
that?
yes, I did. Thank you.
And Attorney Moore, I know that Councilmember Rovak told you that when she appeared before the town council recently, she questioned the applicant with the skills of a litigator. And I had suggested that she go to law school, not knowing any of her background coming from a legal family.
I've been telling her,
Totally got
to
it in her.
I've been telling her to go to law school for a long time. She practices on me all the time.
Okay, well, it's
You
not,
don't need a law degree in order to question and interrogate, right?
it's not too
Right.
late, Shannon. It's not too late. It's never too late to go to law school. Okay, well, thanks a lot, everyone. Congratulations, Shannon. And
Thank you.
now, and thank you, Mr. Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council
We'll
members.
now move to, okay, I've lost my, Matt, can you read the next item because I've lost my agenda here? You're muted, you're muted.
Right, I can read it.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah.
take it away.
Take it away, Mr. President.
A public hearing motion to consider an amendment to the 2021 swim team rules to allow pre-team swimmers less than 6 years old, but deemed ready by the coaches to participate in the team at the discretion of the swim team coaches.
Okay, so Mr. Town Manager, you're gonna present that, right?
Yeah, I can quickly sum this up. This is was described as a technical correction from the swim team. Apparently, this has been the regular practice for some time that occasionally, although that the cutoff age is typically 6 years old to join the swim team, there will be some kid that is in the minis that once they get them in the water, they realize that they're really ready to be able to swim. And so the coaches solely at the coach's discretion, this would allow the coaches to bump up a kid, usually going on to 6 instead of actually reaching exactly 6 years of age to join the 6-year-old swim team.
And this was recommended by the swim team committee and it has been reviewed by our town attorney. Council President Circa, do you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Barr.
No questions.
Councilmember Heller. She's not, I think she said no. Councilmember Kumar, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Thank you. Councilmember Rovak, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Mr. Town Manager, are there any comments or questions from our residents or guests?
Not at this time, no.
Okay, thank you. Council, are you prepared to make a motion?
Yes. I move that we amend the 2021 swim team rules to allow pre-team swimmers less than 6 years old, but deemed ready by the coaches to participate in the team at the discretion of the swim team coaches.
Second.
Okay, so I heard Councilmember Kumar. Is there discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
You're voting correct. You're voting yes, right?
Yes.
Councilmember Rovak, thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
that passes. Mr. President, can you read the final item?
To consider approval of the resumption of in-person committee meetings.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Town Manager, can you briefly present that?
Sure, just a brief background. We have received a couple of requests from 2 committees, the Communications Committee and the Pool Committee, that had both, one, I think, the Pool Committee wanted to meet outside at the town pool area in person. And the Communications Committee, I think, was more asking for clarification about whether in-person meetings were allowed. When the town council approved, so let me just back up quickly. the town council at the last meeting approved Zoom as the town council's platform for meetings through July, and figured we'd take it on a month-by-month basis. But we realized that it didn't really clarify the issue for the committees, and so they asked for guidance from the council.
Okay, thank you. Council President Circa, do you have any questions?
Just, well, sort of a question or a comment. Even if we approve this, the committees can still have a Zoom or some sort of internet accessibility. Is that correct?
Well, that's a question for Matt.
I
Right,
think,
so I'm just
I don't
curious,
know.
does in-person mean that they'd be exclusively in person, or that they could be a combination in person and Zoom?
I think that go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, ultimately, I think it's your discretion. Ron, I think, had given a little bit of guidance and said that in the interim, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ron, but in the interim, that has been okayed by the Open Meeting Compliance Board. It's sort of a gray area under usual circumstances and prior to the widespread use of Zoom and other virtual platforms, but in the interim, at least, I think we're in the clear.
Does
Yeah,
that
I
answer your
agree.
question?
Legally, it's permissible, but it does raise practical issues. If you're doing a hybrid approach where it's in person plus Zoom, you'd have to figure out how the folks attending by Zoom would be able to see and hear everybody that's attending in person. So you'd probably need help from Montgomery Municipal Cable or someone else to
Oh, wow, okay.
film the meeting, unless you're going to put a camera in front of every speaker.
So as a practical matter, Ron, do you recommend that we just go to in person for the committees instead of trying to do a hybrid?
Well, yeah, I don't have a recommendation legally. I think really it's just how difficult it would be from a practical standpoint. Frankly, some folks may prefer to view from home, and so you might be reaching a broader audience if you have a hybrid approach. That's more of a political answer than a legal one.
So personally, I would suggest, you'll all get a chance to ask questions. Personally, I would suggest that you approve this through the end of July and see how it goes. But to me, if you call a meeting and it's and if we find out that people had wanted to attend that couldn't because they weren't willing to come, so then we'll deal with that we'll deal with it later. But this is kind of a transition time, and I think it would be nice to just try this for this month. Did you have any other questions, Council President?
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate that.
Councilmember Barr, do you have any questions?
Well, yeah, I mean, there are so many different choices here. Like what I would suggest myself is that we give the discretion to committee chairs to poll their members and find out whether any of the members have concerns about in-person meetings, and then make a decision based upon that. Rather than dictate it from the council, because I imagine some members might still have concerns.
Okay, good. Well, you can put that, anyone can put that in their motion, but do you have any other questions?
No other questions.
Thank you, Councilmember Heller.
I was going to say that I think for clarity, we might give the committees their choice, whether in person or virtual, but it should be one or the other. So we don't have to do any of these Olympic things to get everybody, online and seen, because I think that's too confusing. So I think we say in or out. And I think it's excellent to poll the committee about, are you comfortable to come into a meeting? Because some people just really aren't, still. So that's where I sit.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Kumar, do you have any questions?
I don't have a question, but I am on the same line as Councilmember Barr and Heller, in the sense that we should the discussion, leave it up to the committee chairs to choose whether in person or via Zoom. And I appreciate Councilmember Heller's point that perhaps the only thing we mandate is no hybrid, since it's confusing territory.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Rovak. So this is your opportunity to ask questions of the town attorney or the town manager about this item. Then we ask for comments from the residents or guests, and then the council debates and makes a decision. So I'm giving you a brief orientation here.
Okay, thank you. No, I guess my only question would be that, I mean, what happens if someone is not vaccinated?
So, Mr. Town Attorney, you want to answer that?
Well, the town could set up its own rules with respect to meeting attendance. Under county and state rules, masks are no longer required and vaccinations are not mandatory, but individual businesses and political subdivisions can decide what they think is appropriate. Some businesses are asking that masks still be worn if you're not vaccinated. So, the town could decide what it deems appropriate for attendance at in-person meetings.
Which means you could put in the motion that vax is a requirement to come or a mask. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Any more questions, Councilmember Rovak?
No.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Town Manager, are there comments or questions from residents or guests?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Council, are you prepared to make a motion?
I can try.
Okay, yes, please.
if
Go
you
for it.
want. This will be my first motion. So I don't know
Okay.
that I'll be as good as.
You'll be fine. We'll make sure that
Okay.
it's,
I guess the motion I would like to make is that we leave up to each committee how they want to meet, whether it be virtual or in person, but it has to be one or the other. That's my motion.
okay, is that, Mr. Town Attorney, is that legally and technically sufficient?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilor Kumar, second. Is there discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Excellent. Excellent legislating, Councilmember Heller, your first passed motion. Okay, with that, before we adjourn, I just wanted to remind everybody this Sunday at noon is our July 4th celebration, and there will be a role for those council members attending. We will find a role for you, as we have in the past for every council member. And then the council meeting is on Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Zoom. And the work session is July 19th at 7 or 5. I forgot.
It was 7.
I think it's 7. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Oh, my second motion, I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that one.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations, Shannon.
Thank you.
Congrats, Shannon. Thank you all.
Councilmember Rovak. Okay. Okay,
Bye,
bye,
Jack.
everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Jack.
Bye, Jack.
Hi, Jack.